So, if you had to summarize what you learned today for an outsider, what would you tell them?
So we learned about failure and why failure isn't necessarily a bad thing, how you can spin it to something positive and be productive with failure.
Okay.
Basically, on the things that maybe we need to improve for data collection and how to use the different tools properly.
Well, we learned a lot about M&E today, about the M&E process. We learned about a new tool, which is the outcome harvesting, which is a very great tool that we could use in the community. The good side about this tool is like it helps to capture attended and unintended results, which is very good.
Several things. I would say the thing that stands out in my head the most is about outcome harvesting and some of the pros and cons and uses of ARC as an M&E tool.
He would really have to be sitting in this room to understand all the things that we have covered over the last 2 days and how interesting and new some of the things were.
In addition to that, I would say some of the challenges that the different national societies have experienced through the course of their programming and some of the tools that they've used to address those challenges.
Great. What were key learnings for you today?
The key learnings for me was a little more on M&E and how it links to the rest of our programs in the National Society and how important it is to actually embed it into everything we do. And the OH, the outcome harvesting, that was so refreshing to go through.
The whole failure thing, utilizing failure for something positive.
I learned, I think, I learned a lot of little tidbits that I hadn't known the national societies were doing. So through the poster presentations and the case studies, I learned about community volunteers in Guyana and how they were used and incentivized to go house to house on issues around hygiene. I learned about violence prevention in the Bahamas among youth. I learned about I learned a lot about M&E from all the M&E officers of the RITA projects and the national societies. Yeah, I learned also, I think I learned how dynamic the national societies actually are. So it's awesome to see them step up and take the lead on a lot of the topics and interact, and just that they're totally interested in what's going on, and they're the ones asking the questions and seeking more information. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I learned that the national societies can run these regional exchange meetings all by themselves.
Okay.
You're not supposed to giggle.
Okay, I'm going to say some phrases to you and just say kind of the first thing that comes to mind. So say something you learned today about M&E in the Caribbean context.
M&E is like a guard, it's like a watchdog of the project. It helps us to stay on track. And it helps us to keep accessing the project while we're doing it. So we don't have to wait too late at the end if we have any mistake to fix ourselves. It's like it keeps telling you day by day, week by week, where you are in the project. So in case there's any failure, you could prevent it very soon during the life of the project.
Diverse, context specific, and a growing process.
Not easy.
Caught and dry.
Complex.
Outcome harvesting.
Fun.
New.
Based on relationships, measuring changes in those relationships, backwards, start with an effect and see why it happened.
Complex.
Fun.
Community-based volunteers.
Interesting.
People who volunteer to assist the community, and with training from the national Red Cross.
We need more of them.
Very important.
Essential and important to the success of our work as Red Cross.
Social media.
Fun.
Exciting.
Spread our message very quickly.
It is always increasing in terms of the amount it's used and the importance in reaching diverse population and population subsets.
We need to use it better and more frequently.
Youth violence.
Stop it.
And that we really need to figure out how to integrate in terms of mitigating it and teaching youth how to avoid violent situations.
Not fun.
Failure.
Sad.
Okay.
The Failure Festival.
We're the first to fail at the Failure Festival.
Thanks, Matt.